Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com. Monday, April 10th, 2023, here with your NRFI show. Of course, NRFI stands for no runs in the first inning, and it is one of the fastest bets in baseball. Baseball can be a long game, especially these extra inning games, but, well, you could be into the second inning and have already cashed your first bet of the day by betting the NRFIs or the YRFIs. Now, some books refer to these as yes runs in the first inning. For the YRFI, some books call it over half a run. For the NRFI, some books call it no runs first inning. Some books call it under half a run. Any way you slice it, for a NRFI, 6 outs, no runs, you are a winner. YRFI, 6 outs come and a run has been scored, you are a winner. It is that fast. So could be the first batter of the game hits a home run. You have yes runs first inning, you already cash. If your book doesn't have NRFIs and YRFIs, by all means, shop books, shop lines. Head on over to Pickdawgz.com, click on the Sportsbook tab. If you're not shopping lines, you are leaving money on the table. Say you have a 15-cent differential on your baseball lines, you bet $20 a day, and you bet 3 games a day. That's about $600 a year that you are already in the hole before you ever even make a bet. If you bet $100 a game and you're betting 3 games a day, then multiply that by 5, so that's $2,500 that you'd be leaving on the table. If you bet 5 games, you could do all the different math that you want to do. Any way you slice it, if you're not shopping lines, you're leaving money on the table. It is the biggest advantage that a bettor has over the books to always get the best prices available. You have to spread your bankroll out a little bit. So what? You get a bunch of sign-up bonuses for doing it. It's a win-win. It helps us a bunch, helps you a bunch. Use our discount codes and our links to sign up for sports books. We're not promoting a single sports book for you guys. We're not taking money on the side, any of that stuff. We're just telling you, shop lines and win. But anyways, let's get to the NRFI action. Let's look at yesterday's games, and we have yet to really catch a heater on our NRFI show, I'll tell you that much. But the more data we get, the more the odds start to turn into our favor. We started pretty poorly yesterday. We had the NRFI in the Red Sox-Tigers game. There was a run in that one. Then we had the NRFI in the A's-Rays game, and the Rays, of course, put a run on the board in that one. Then we had the yes runs first inning in the Mariners-Guardians game, and they finally decide to not score a run in the first inning. Just the way this show has been going. And the White Sox, yes, runs first inning. There was only 1 run in that entire game. But it turned around for us in the Astros against the Twins game. There was no runs in the first inning in that one. And in Milwaukee against the Cardinals, no runs in the first inning as well in that one. So a lot of upside for us heading into today. And, you live to fight another day. That's really what it's all about. But we're waiting on that heater. We know it's coming. We've been doing this long enough to know that these heaters are really just around the corner. But let's get to today's NRFIs and see if we can find that heater right here and right now. For our first game for today, we're going to head to the afternoon game. This one is the Twins against the White Sox. Kenta Maeda on the mound for the Twinkies, and we've got Dylan Cease on the mound for the for the White Sox. I was already getting ahead of myself. If you haven't seen Cease this season, he has been a strikeout machine. He has been absolutely mowing down batters on the other side. He's pitched in 2 games so far this season. He already has 18 strikeouts. So if you're a strikeout guy, then Cease is your guy. The thing about Kenta Maeda on the other side of this one for the Twins, he doesn't have outstanding velocity, but he has really good stuff, as they say. He throws a mean slider, and this ball is spinning like no one's business. Remember his days on the Dodgers, and his best days might still be behind him, but I think he keeps the White Sox in check, at least for an inning. We'll take the NRFI in the Twins-White Sox as pick number 1. Pick number 2, we head to Cleveland, where the Guardians are taking on the Yankees. Shane Bieber on the mound for the Guardians. Domingo Germán on the mound for the Yankees. And the Guardians have kind of got off to slow starts in all their games against the Mariners over the weekend. But the thing is that we saw them leave yesterday's game with more momentum than they've had really fighting back. They were down to 2 outs in the 9th inning, were able to get the game into extra innings, fell behind by 2 runs in extra innings, were able to extend it from there. So the Guardians, the bats heating up, the confidence there against Herman. The Yankees know if they're going to get to Bieber, they got to get to him early, because once this guy gets comfortable and settled in, well, it is pretty much lights out. We're going to take yes runs in the first inning today in Cleveland as pick number 2. Pick number 3, we head to the game between the Pirates and the Astros. Roansy Contreras, I believe, has really good major league stuff. The thing is that, man, this guy starts to wilt after the innings start to rack up, and I think that is part of it, but his frontline stuff is as good as anybody's. On the other side of it, Framber Valdez is the number 1 starter now for the Astros, and the Astros, without Altuve in the lineup, really do not have that punch at the top of the lineup, and it is pretty much slow going for them. You know, I think that in this game, I think runs are going to be a little scarce overall, and I think in the first inning, no runs first inning is certainly a reasonable play. The Pirates playing in a 1-0 game yesterday, and the Astros last year were the absolute kings of the under. We'll take the no runs first inning in the Pirates-Astros. Our next game, we head to the game between the Red Sox and the Rays. Yes runs in the first inning for this one. The Red Sox, these games against the American League East, have hit the yes runs first inning 4 in a row. Of course, they opened with, well, they didn't open with, but they played the Orioles in their second series of the season. There was runs in the first inning of every one of those games. We know the Tampa Bay Rays, historic levels of runs being scored through 9 games, historic levels of wins in a row, all that kind of mojo going on. Oh, man, there's neither of these pitchers that are on the mound today. Pivetta going for the Red Sox and Beeks for the Rays. I'll tell you, neither of these inspires us much. I like the yes runs first inning in this one. I think it could be both teams that score in the first inning, to be honest with you. Our next one, we're going to take the no runs first inning in the Mariners-Cubs game. The Mariners, no runs in the first inning against the National League Central 6 times in a row. When we look at the wind conditions at Wrigley, it is blowing out, but the temperature in the low to mid 50s, and I think it's going to stay there. We have, reasonable pitchers going in this one. Smiley, a veteran, and of course Luis Castillo, he is off to a super hot start once again. We saw last year him absolutely dominating after being traded to the Mariners. He's got 12 strikeouts in 11 2/3 innings so far this season. Expect Castillo, who's pitched plenty of games at Wrigley while he was on the Cincinnati Reds, to really work his way around the mound. And Seattle, well, they generally haven't been scoring a ton of runs so far this season, more of a tactical type team. Our next game, we're going to take the no runs first inning in the Rangers against the Royals. Andrew Heaney up against Zach Greinke. Greinke, of course, a crafty veteran at this point in his career, but man, this guy's won a Cy Young Award. He's racked up a lot of wins. Borderline Hall of Famer, I would have to say. And maybe some people would say he's all the way in based upon his statistics. But he doesn't have that relationship with the writers, the guys that vote. Of course, it's not the people that actually play the game and played against these stars that do the voting in baseball. It's the guys that write about it. So if the players that don't like to do interviews, that don't like to talk to the writers, well, they don't get voted into the Hall of Fame. One of the dumbest things that there is, and really, takes away from the entire Hall of Fame thing. On the other side of it, though, Andrew Heaney, this guy was seen as a phenom when he was coming up. He really has never delivered on those expectations, but we know that he has solid stuff, at least out of the gate, and he has the ability always to pitch a big game. He has that kind of stuff, but we'll take the no runs first inning. Texas, even though there has been runs in Texas this season, generally seen as a pitcher's park. Our next game, we go to the game between the Cardinals taking on the Colorado Rockies. We're at Coors Field, and the Cardinals, the last 5 times they've been favored, there has been runs in the first inning. So, in Colorado, Herman Marquez up against Steven Matz. We know that Matz has worked on his form. He's worked on some of his pitching, and the Cardinals have worked miracles with pitchers in the past. And it's not like Matz has always had rotten stuff, but we know that he can certainly be battered. It's Coors Field, it's Marquez, it's Matz, it's yes runs in the first inning for me. The next game, we're going to go to the Big A in Anaheim where the Angels appeared. I mean, it just seems like they're home every single day. I know they opened the season on the road in Oakland, but man, they just seem to be at home a bunch. The Angels really hitting the ball. We saw their pitching staff let them down yesterday. I think this one we're going to see a lot of runs anyway with the Angels bullpen absolutely depleted from that extra inning game against the Blue Jays where they really let some big leads slip away from them. The Angels, like I said, hitting the cover off the ball with Trout, Ohtani, and Rendon all in the lineup. And then they're up against Patrick Corbin, who, well, has kind of pitched above what we've seen from him in recent years, at least at the start of games. We know Corbin is always just a pitch away from being absolutely shelled. Meanwhile, the Nationals in that series in Colorado were hitting the ball extremely well. In that one, something rare, something that we don't get to say about the Nationals all that often. But we'll take the yes runs first inning in the Angels Nationals. Our next one for today's show and our last pick is going to be the no runs first inning in the Diamondbacks matchup against the Brewers. Two good pitchers going in this one. Wade Miley, crafty veteran, up against Zach Gallen, career sub-3 ERA guy. I always say about Zach Gallen, if he pitched in New York or LA or somewhere like that, Chicago, he would be a minus 250 pitcher every single time he gets on the mound. He generally can hold his own for quite some time, and I expect him to do so here. I'm going to go no runs first inning in the Diamondbacks Brewers. And that'll be our 9th and final pick for today's show. So let's just recap everything that we've gone over here and then some. Of course, be sure to smash that like button. If you're looking for the games I'm betting today, my best bets and best bets from the world's best handicappers, you can always find those at our website, Pickdawgz.com. Just click on the Premium Picks tab. All of our picks are 100% documented, meaning you can see every pick that we've ever given out as part of our Premium Picks. We have nothing to hide there, and we don't need to reconfigure on weird, things. We look at the last 24 hours, the last week, the last month, the last year. You can even scroll back, or like I said, click on any handicapper, and you can see every pick that they've ever made on the site. If you click on leaderboards, it shows you who's the hottest by sport. Of course, remember to sign up for sportsbooks. Shop lines. Don't give that money away. We did the math for you earlier. A $20 bettor that doesn't shop lines gives away an average of $600 a year before they ever even make a bet if they're making 3 bets a day. If you make more than 3 bets a day, if you make 6 bets a day, then you're giving away $1,200. If you make 9 bets a day, you're giving away $1,800. It goes on, and that's for a $20 bettor. If you're making 5 bets a day and you're a $100 bettor, I mean, the math, it just keeps going. So why start in the hole thousands of dollars? It doesn't make sense. Shop lines. Use our tab over at Pickdawgz.com to get the latest, greatest sportsbook offers. Anyways, let's recap all of the picks for today's show. We took the no runs first inning in the afternoon matchup between the Twins and the White Sox. We took the yes runs first inning in the Guardians against the Yankees. We took the no runs first inning in the Pirates matchup against the Astros. We took the yes runs first inning in the Red Sox against the Tampa Bay Rays. We took the no runs first inning in the Mariners matchup at Wrigley Field against the Chicago Cubs. We took the no runs first inning in the Rangers game against the Kansas City Royals. We took the yes runs first inning in the Cardinals trip to Coors Field against the Colorado Rockies. We took the yes runs first inning in the Angels matchup against the Washington Nationals. And we took the no runs first inning in the Diamondbacks matchup against the Brewers. There's your Nerfies and Yerfies for today. Let's smash the books. Let's do it early. Let's do it often. Crush them. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow with all the best Nerfies and Yerfies on the board. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and smash that like button.